currently, the bullet that we've just created in the last video is only going to launch my character and move it a little bit. There's no way in our current implementation for it to hurt our character because we haven't got any health. So this video is going to focus on actually creating health and retracting the health depending on how the bullet hits us. Whether the bullet hits us, I should say. So let's go back to our content and let's have a look at our player character and open this up for me. Now we don't have to really write much code just yet, but we do have to create a new variable for this character. Now we created a variable earlier in the form of our number of keys, so let's do the same thing again. Let's click that plus and we've got a new variable. We're simply going to call this health. Now just like earlier, we don't want our health to be a boolean, we want it to be an integer. So let's click on it and select integer. Click on compile and then we'll look at our default value. Now this is important. We didn't change this last time when we made a number of keys, but we need to change it this time. This time we want to start off with, let's say 100 health. So type in 100 and click enter. Now click compile there. So we start off with 100 health and we'd like our bullet, when that hits us, to subtract itself or subtract a certain amount of health from our overall health. To do this, we need to go into our blueprints again and let's open up that bullet. Now, before that bullet is destroyed, let's add an apply damage node. So here we go. Apply damage. I'm going to get a little bit of space because we need to see what I'm going to do here. Now, apply damage to the character that it hit. So pull another strand from as player character here and plug it into the damage actor node. Pull this over so we see where that's going. There we go. And then simply we just choose how much damage that we want to inflict on the character. Now if we've got a overall health of 100, I would say let's make one bullet do about 45 damage. Now remember, this is only for one bullet. If you wanted different bullets, you can make some larger bullets which would do maybe 100 damage, some that would do 80 damage depending on what kind of bullet that you're firing. So this standard blaster bolt, I just want that to do 45 damage, and that's how we change it there. So compile that, and then we need to go back into our player character blueprint, our player character here. So I'm just going to move this up. Now what we're going to do is use an event called any damage. So right click on the bottom and type in event any damage. You see it right there. Now this is what's called any time that your character takes any damage, or it detects that any damage is trying to be done to your character. So we need this one here. Now we need to subtract health from our character. So we're going to just pull the health variable in, say get health, pull a strand from that, and we're going to minus, just click minus, type in minus, the int from an int. However, we don't want to just minus one from the health. We want to minus whatever damage that bullet is going to do. So we pull a strand from here and plug it in. Now these are different colored pins, so it will convert it. There we go. So it's going to truncate the float into an integer, which isn't going to be an issue because the damage is 45 anyway. And instead we're going to set that as the new health. So pull health again. And instead this time we're going to say set health. Plug that in there and plug it in. And that's all you need to do really. So just quickly to test this, we're going to pull a string, print string here, and we're going to plug in this value here. Now it's going to convert it again, but what this will do is it'll print out the health after this code has run. So let's compile that and let's play. So I use my bullet, and if you see at the top left there, my health has been reduced to 55. So let's have a little play around with this. So I'm going to get a couple of bullets, one there, one behind it, one behind that. So let's see what happens. Watch the top left, 55, 10, minus 35. So I've lost enough health there for it to go under 0 and into the negative. And when that happens, that's when we want our character to have died, or for the level to restart. Before we move on to that stage though, I'd like you just to double check that your character, or your bullets, sorry, are retracting health from your character as you'd expect. Do not move on to the next video until your code works that way. If it isn't, go back to this video and just double check that you followed all the steps correctly.